the best ever. Your mood gets better. Music, 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 music is the answer. Trust me, brother, and trust me, sister, 'cause music is the answer. Now you got my recipe, just tell it to everyone. Think around that melody, record it on your mobile phone. 'Cause I expect for another ring, so don't forget to say my name. Entertainment is not free, so pay a bit. Say it again. Music, 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 music is the answer. It makes you groove the best ever. Your move gets better. Music, 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 music is the answer. Trust me, brother, and trust me, sister, 'cause music is the answer. Music, 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 music is the answer. It makes you groove the best ever. Your move gets better. Music, 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 music is the answer. Trust me, brother, and trust me, sister, 'cause music is the answer. 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 Of the music, oh music, music, music is the answer. Of the music, oh music, music, music is the answer. Of the music, 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 music is the answer. Oh music, 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 music is the answer. Oh music, with music, music, music is the answer. Of the music, oh music, music, music is the answer. Music, 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 music is the answer. Music, music, music. Everywhere I look around, I see the same faces. Everyone looks to the ground, it seems they have no wishes. If you don't want to surrender and get down in the sorrow, I can make the things better. Sun must shine tomorrow. Music, 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 music is the answer. It makes you groove the best ever. Your move gets better. Music, 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 music is the answer. Trust me, brother, and trust me, sister, 'cause music is the answer. Now you got my recipe, just tell it to everyone. Think around that melody, record it on your mobile phone.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Today is the best day of the month. It's the meetup day. Today I have quite a few guests, I'm going to introduce them afterwards. But we have a lot to talk about, and we try to be like concise so that we get to the time to talk about everything. Today I have Sylvain from Lab.
Nice to meet you.
Can you
Hi,
introduce yourself and tell us about Lab a little bit?
Yeah, so Lab, I'm the managing director at Lab. Been running the business for quite some time now. Been digital for about 15 years now. Lab is a tech innovation agency. We combine behavior-led thinking with human-first technology. And our primary focus is help businesses to grow revenue and customers.
Well, very well, and we have a lot to talk about, and
Yeah.
we're very aligned on a lot of topics. That's great to have you here, Sylvain. And we have Guy and Renaud. You already know Guy and Renaud. Guy,
Hello.
quick intro.
Yeah, product manager on the page builder team at Prismic.
And Renaud, I'm leading the product team.
I have no sound for you guys.
And we are.
Okay, well, we're going to let me introduce because it seems that it's muted for Guy. Guy is, leading the magic behind marketing tools, so the page builder and all the tools for marketing people. And Renaud is, leading the product and a lot of different things. So it's good to have you here, and you have some announcements, some news, new features today. But let's start a little bit, light to get, into it. I think what are the things that you're today, like non-business wise, you're focused on, or like you're following, or you're interested in?
I have no sound for now.
There's absolutely no.
From there
So there is no sound. Okay, so there's sound. We
So
can
you're
tell
going to need to
Sylvain.
move our hands and hope everyone understand.
Yeah. So yeah.
What's
go
going
ahead.
on? Euros, obviously. So
The football Euro
Football.
competition.
yeah, I mean, one thing is Lab is a UK agency. I should be specific. So
Okay.
even though I sound like I arrived yesterday in England, I've been in England for nearly 20 years. So I'm very torn every tournament. Is it France? Is it England?
Yeah.
Always France to start with. But yeah, Euros is the master topic I talk to everyone about.
Yeah. So in this time there is for because we have people also from other continents that maybe are not experiencing the Euro. The Euro is a football soccer for the Americans. Competition that is happening nowadays, and all the European countries are and there is England and France and
England, like all the big countries, and it's been challenging for French supporters, I would think.
so you're a French supporter.
Oh yeah, I will always be French supporter for sure, but obviously England will be my second team for sure. But
Okay, well that's a choice. I'm more, I don't know why, but I'm more for Italy. Now it's not a great time to be for Italy because the play is not exactly great nowadays. But they won a good game.
yeah, they got a chance. Yeah, I mean, again, we could talk about football all day, really.
Absolutely. Well, I know that. I can take that for you of the fact that they're muted, so I can tell whatever I want. So I think Renaud is very much for Austria, and Guy is for Scotland. Is that
Well,
right?
Not anymore. Obviously, Scotland is gone. So
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
No, you're for England, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're for England. Yeah, and Renaud is for France. Yeah, of course, he's a French guy.
yeah,
Okay.
fair enough. Yeah.
But anyway, it's interesting to see, and actually the level used to be much. Now the European countries they leveled up. Like there is no weak European team. You think so?
No, I agree. Yeah. And I think what I enjoy with these Euros, games wise, not great, but what I actually find really interesting is the engagement around marketing. Obviously all the advertising all around on how it's been used in England as well, on how they activate offline, like Lidl, for example, obviously main sponsor for the Euros, how they really push the bar really high in the shops, of how they're merging the offline and online. I think it's quite interesting. And I think
tell me about that. How do they merge? Did you notice something about?
It's just basically this is a topic we'll talk at some point, but gamification. At the moment, you can go to Lidl, play try to score a goal on your app, and if you score a goal, you've got a chance to win something or a discount. And it's quite interesting how they're really merging the events like the now with gamification to really get the engagement with the users.
And then they bring you into the shop, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
So
very nice.
yeah, that's what I noticed. I'm not really enjoying the football right now, but the way how they use the sponsors and how they activated the sponsors, I think is quite clever.
Yeah. Well, that's very interesting. So I think that the goal of meetup was like, we know that like everyone has a website, every business has a website, right? And it's important to have a website. Everyone knows about that. We're not going to teach people that it's important to have a website. But the question was, are you making the best out of your website? Like, for instance, at Prismic, we had a website since the beginning, obviously, right?
Yeah.
But at some point, we understood that it's not enough just to have a website with a few pages. You need to do something about it. You need to kind of have a strategy, have certain tactics to grow. Actually, it's a growth lever. Actually, it's not only people are arriving there, but it's a growth lever. And we thought, like, okay, let's focus on how, like answering the question of how can you make more out of your website today.
Yeah, it's a good question. I always wonder, like, go back to the basic of who is your customer, who's the audience. Like, when you start to understand the behavior of your customers, why they go left instead of right, or why they will click that button, then you understand the customer journey a bit more. And when you understand the customer journey, you can then look at where are the pitfalls on each step of the journey, and then say, okay, is it the content? Is it not good enough? Do you have the right type of term? Do you the right like behavior science techniques to go with that? But then obviously there's a world of like the cookieless world where it's very hard to know and to track people. And this is why like we are pushing quite a lot at Lab at the moment, gamification. So it's trying to have this fun thing with the customer where we can gather extra information, so first party data and zero party data, to understand who you are, and then use that information for more personalized experience to make sure when you're on a website, you get what you're looking for, and you then obviously convert better.
So here you're bringing it up from the question of how can you make more out of your website. No more cookies or less cookies, or some people will accept the cookies and some will not. And how to do about it, because and I agree, it's extremely hard even for us. Like as a company, at some point you had data and then no data anymore, right? And okay, so what is working, what's not working, and you need to have a lot of guessworks, very little of that to make a lot out of very little data. And you're saying there is another way.
Gamification is one way. I mean, there's tons of different techniques, but this is the one where you could get the best out of the user. You can find some fun way to engage with them and gather more information. I think first name, last name, email address, everyone can do that, but the behavior elements is very interesting. If you know about I'm an Arsenal supporter, I like Guinness. If you know that, and if you can use that information, and if you use that information next time, I'm going to convert better. If you're now pointing me to a Arsenal page, I'm more likely to do that than if you are pulling me into Manchester United. So it's how do you use that data to really drive the user to something they want to do, because the world of where we are, like of, I don't know, technology, I think being more personalized would be the key to actually convert and actually be different and make just bring more of a brand loyalty, I would say.
And do you have a concrete example that you implemented for your clients about this?
Yeah, so we've got different, again, when we go gamification, we always go back to why. Like actually, as a business lab is always, why do you want that? We never say, oh, you want that, we'll do it.
I love that. That's cool.
I think it's important. It's too easy to sell a website. What's harder is to really get the right strategy for your need and your customers and the segment you are. So I can't remember the question you said.
An example. Yeah, concrete example.
Yeah, so we've got HelloFresh is a good one. So we basically done a game for them. One of the big challenge for them at the time was retention. It's like how do.
So what can you introduce what they do?
So HelloFresh is a membership or like a subscription food box. So every week you will receive a box to make your meal.
It's B2C or B2B?
B2C.
B2C, okay.
Yeah, so it's for people who don't necessarily have the time or the skills to cook. That will give you the menu. You follow exactly what you need, and you will have some really good quality meal.
Okay, cool.
So one thing they came to us is they want to bring more brand loyalty and more retention. So it was like, can we gamify the experience? So we come up with HelloFresh on ourselves, like a really cool game, which was basically catch the ingredients. So you had the menu. So again, the offline was I'm getting a menu, but then I can scan the QR code and I will have something online where I will basically have to pick up or catch the ingredients. And if you get all the ingredients, you then got a chance to enter a prize draw. So it was a really nice way to reward your customers, to say thank you to be with us, and that made them very popular campaign. A lot of things been happening with her, and they're really happy with it. But it was just more about bringing the engagement, because sometimes it's not just about acquisition. Acquisition is one way, but there's also the other part of, if you got them as customers, how do you actually keep them as your customer? Because it's a very competitive market.
And that's very cool, and I agree with you that the engagement is an important part. And a lot of times you are under pressure of business and growth. You want to look outside and get new people, right? But actually, oftentimes, and we found it the hard way ourselves as well, is that the treasure is inside. It's like your own users. If you do the best and you give them the experience, you give them what they need, and you work on their loyalty, then that's where the business will come from.
Agree. I mean, if you look at cost per acquisition, it's expensive on any market, but retaining a customer is not hard. You just need to have the right care, give them the experience, and actually genuinely care for them. I think sometimes it's too easy to get a customer. You work really hard to get a customer, and then you forget about them. Where if you nurture them properly, giving them the right experience every time, and make them this special, why would they go somewhere else? And I think this, there's a lot of brands doing that really well, and others, could do a bit better.
And I'm wondering, what kind of, what did you learn? What did you help them learn more about their customers? Because that was also part of the idea, right?
Yeah.
Like gamification, to understand more, to personalize.
That's right. So part of the game, we were asking questions about like why they choose HelloFresh instead of another competitor. So we got different layers of sentiments, because sometimes it's quite hard to understand sentiments, because it's just very much like name, first name, I like this. But that was more about what they like and dislike. So now what HelloFresh will be able to use is like, okay, 60% of people love HelloFresh because of the cuisine. Great. Next time when you send an email, really focus on the cuisine, because we know that's hitting a really good spot. Or for example, its prices. Okay, let's look at that. We've got a kind of behavior model where we've got monkey, lion, dog. So it's like a behavior techniques where each person have different ways. So some people will think very much logically, other will be more about their feelings, and others will be more about community. So depending on what type of person you are, you can actually change the messaging. So if someone wants to be part of something, want to be part of a community, your messaging could be a lot more about be part of the HelloFresh community and be one of us. Where other people could be, it's all about how much it costs. So maybe focus on that. So again, it's trying to segment the user into the sort of like a behavior element.
Very cool. Well, yeah, that's very useful, especially in as we said, in the cookieless, where you cannot track the different activities they're doing and understand and build the profile out of that. So you're building the profile with the game, actually.
Exactly. I mean, the data is the new gold. That's this is something where a lot of brands slowly start to understand, but they still need a lot of education. But again, it's a test and learn. Like this is what anything like that. It's never a success straight away. It's like, okay, what are the learnings? What can we do better and better? And I think we're having conversation earlier. I think one thing really important is if you start gathering data, please use it. Because if I'm telling you everything about me, and tomorrow we're going to have a chat around a couple beers, and you're going to mention about, oh yeah, you love Manchester United. No, I don't. Like, why are you doing that? I told you I like Arsenal. So it's like, as a brand,
it's deceiving. As in, like, if when I am in front of a product and they ask a lot of questions, they go in the experience and they didn't use it, I was like,
it's a waste.
Like, I gave you a lot. Like, what is this?
Exactly.
Like, what is, like, you see these kind of experiences where that data is injected. Like, famous one is the Apple experience, where you go to the Apple store, they take their name, and then you see your name has been used in the process, so on and so on, and everything is personalized.
Personalized is the way. Like, everyone wants this little community. They want to go back to the shops, and like, again, you go to your favorite coffee place, you like that guy to say same as usual. It makes you special.
Yeah, it makes you special.
And online is exactly the same. You could make people more special and really make the difference.
So you're a Thierry Henry fan, right?
Oh, big time, yeah.
Yeah, you see, I'm doing it. So from that personalization, right? So we think that at Prismic, like, a lot happened in the last few years, especially few months, and Gen AI and all of that. And it was like, okay, what can he do with this? yeah, you can generate text, you can generate a lot of stuff actually, but how can that be useful for marketing teams? And we looked into different kind of directions. First, we started very technical. So can we actually build pages with AI? And then we thought like, yes, we can actually build pages with AI, and we found a way with Prismic to do that. And then we were like, the question was, yeah, but why would people use this? What is the purpose? And actually what we believe today is the word of, well, especially websites are going to be way more profound than before, because AI is not so good at creating new content because it doesn't know you yet. So you can tell, make a story about how Prismic is good for developers. Maybe we'll find something on the web and all of that. But if you're not so present on the web, then it cannot. But actually, if you tell it, this is a story, make that personalized for agencies, make it for this industry, that it's going to be able to do it, because the story is there and it has to shape it a little bit differently, personalize it, but not personalize it in the old way of like, placeholders that you have to fill. It's way better than before because the whole text is going to change for that. And one of the obvious ways of personalization is actually translation and localization, right? It's still personalization, but it's the obvious one. And we're like, okay, let's not go to the kind of the hype, but rather go like first in the ones that we know that people need. So I guess it's a good transition to talk about a feature that we are introducing today, which is Translate with AI, that you guys worked on and you have them available.
Yeah, I want to just bounce back on what you said. Like, we've been focusing on the page builder and Prismic on providing productivity to marketing team. That was like the main thing, like a very nice and simple experience and a lot of productivity to create pages. We now want to continue on that route, but also enter a new phase when it comes down to the product that is not only providing you a way to work faster, but also providing you a way to grow your business and to be able to actually be a partner on your growth, so that when you're using Prismic, you actually like overcome your competitors that are using another solution. And so for that, like, that's the next phase of the marketing tools that we are going to build that are here to help you get more visitors on your website and then convert them better. So for that, there is a few solutions that we are going to aim at, and Translate with AI is one solution that we are looking at today on the first use case, actually acquiring more visitors on your website. And Guy, maybe you want to take over.
Yeah, I guess I just quickly wanted to touch on, like, I guess we've spoken a lot about like the page builder team and the page builder, and it's like, extending the vision beyond that. And what else can we do for teams if we know they're building specific pages for specific purposes? Like, what are things that we can kind of build around that experience to help them? And obviously, integrating AI into the experience, into the workflow is super important. And again, translations is a natural use case, we think.
So can we see something about it?
Yes. Yes, we have something. So we're just going to share a demo of the AI translation feature. So I think we're just going to get that up on the screen now. But I guess, like, just to kind of set the context a little bit as well. Obviously within Prismic, we have a feature of locales. We know that people are copying their content from one locale to another. So if I have the English version of my page, I can copy all that content across to my French locale to then have it translated. And so what we've done with this demo is basically injected kind of AI translation as part of that journey. So rather than having to copy the page, copy all the content, and then have it translated after, you simply select Translate with AI. You select the target language, the target locale. So in this one, French. Obviously, we've got a lot of French speakers here who can verify how good the translation will be. But we simply click the button, and what it's going to do is then generate a version of that page translated into French. And there's a couple of really cool things with this feature. Firstly, it's going to retain all of the formatting, so within your rich text, keeping all the styling and stuff that you've already applied. It will also retain copy across links that you may already have within the locale. So if you're linking to a French version, or a version of your French homepage, for example, that link will be retained when you copy it across as well.
One thing that is important, I guess, that we wanted to demo here, and that's also the reason why we are showing you a blog post that we translated here, is that we think this feature, as of today, is very, very well positioned when you come down to localizing your SEO strategy, like expanding to a new market. it creates and provides like very excellent actually translation. At the moment, we are not envisioning this feature for more branded pages because we know that the quality can be a bit lower and not close to the expectation that you are having. We are planning to actually work on being better at that, either through improving that feature, but also integrating.
So
maybe
I don't understand what is the thing that you cannot do and you will do later.
No, I'm sorry. No, okay, I will clarify. Typically, what works very well today is anything related to creating blog for your SEO strategy. And now we want to basically rank on your search engine, the local search engine, the French search engine, or the French term. The part that is less good would be anything related translating your home page, typically for Prismic. Why is that? Because as of today, everything that is the terminology related to your brand will not be kept properly. So we want to actually support those use cases better. But what we see as of today is that it's really, really, really interesting when it comes down to expand your SEO strategy into a new market. And so that's how we are leveraging it. And some of us, the customers, are actually leveraging it today.
Which I think, I mean, we talked about it earlier. I think what I quite like about that is like how cost effective you can test. Because I think this is like as an agency, we're part of the Human First Collective, and we've got Lab for the tech, and we've got Reflect, which is the digital marketing. And we work with a lot of companies where they got international, and the translation is always an important part of it. But sometimes it could also be quite expensive tests. But if you got something where you'd be like, oh, you know what, there is a search term in Germany, but we don't necessarily want to put too much effort that we just want to test it a bit. I think that feature could be good of like, let's test it. Let's see if we start to rank a tiny bit. And if you see you start some ranking, then you really put the effort into the content and everything.
Right. That's an important idea. And actually that's what you guys heard from our customers. It's not about like, we're going to replace a fully fledged translation company, which maybe in the future we will be. But sometimes it's only about, okay, I got this content and I want to try it.
Yeah.
I want to try and market. I want to try and see if there is interaction. Then I will bring maybe more humans, more attention, and to verify and review.
Yeah.
But you need to that kind of iterations and quick go to market, right?
Yeah.
This is what's the most important thing is like go to the market, see if it works, great. If it doesn't work, well, you've tried.
Yeah.
And people wanted this kind of go quick, and we feel that this is the kind of tool that can help them go quickly.
Yeah, no. I agree.
Sorry,
So-
you looked at me.
so-
No, I wanted to offer you a transition. Like, so I'm Lab. I want to try it. What do I do?
So right now the feature is in beta. So I guess it's just worth pointing that out. But basically we'll have a link on the screen to a sign up form where you can get on the waitlist, and we can get, well, it's not even a waitlist. We'll just activate the feature for you. So you should see it on the screen now. Provide us some information just regarding the repo, and we will enable that for you.
And the good thing about, when we started doing, I will be quick on this one, that we started writing. So there is a question actually from the comments about what kind of model we use to for writing that. We use the OpenAI model.
We use OpenAI. We have a plan to actually be able to assess a few different models to see which one are the most relevant. But at the moment, the feature is built on OpenAI.
Yeah, so
The latest model, GPT.
the latest
4.
GPT model.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about Prismic, and I was talking about it in another video, is that we have this section, so the slices model, and that helps us also give a lot of information to GPT to understand how to generate content, right? So it's not just scattered fields. Like every section has a meaning, because like there is a hero section, there is the quotes or like testimonial sections and so on, and logos. And the fact that there's the information there annotated, AI can use it in a very efficient way to say, okay, I'm going to do something similar, and I understand what is it about. There is context instead of like throwing a bunch of fields, say like, okay, translate these.
Yeah. This is what AI is great for. It just gives you like this little help when it's needed and give you pointers of what you can do. So again, I won't say use AI to write all your contents. That is definitely no, but it can help you to guide you through what sort of contents people might be interested in, and really start like a fire starter really.
Right. Yeah. And there is a question here about do you plan implementing any SEO automation features? Example, automatically applying href tags or on various pages or something like that.
Is it scheduled? No. Is it something that we are looking at and exploring? Yes, clearly it's something that we are exploring in the realm of anything that when we talk about providing tools for our company to grow, clearly integration with Ahref is one of the items that we are looking at, similarly as integration and building tools around personalization typically. So those are things that we are considering, and you should see some progress on that area end of the year, beginning of next year.
And actually you said it before, is that we said, we did page builder, so it's a thing where you write your content and all that. It's like, but now we want to focus on how we bring more to the marketing team. And that's why we call it now the team, we call it marketing tools. It's like we want to bring more. And you talked about SEO, you talked about, we're talking about personalization. So we want to go in that direction and help the companies that use Prismic grow actually through, the help of AI and other features. Well, that's great for, and as you said, it's a beta, so they need to fill a form. They can find the form on the website, right?
Yeah, we'll have a link here as well.
And we put a link. Okay.
It's in the chat now.
Yeah, it's in the chat, so you can see it.
Yeah.
Cool. But I thought also we could go into a recap of what you guys, released in the feature, in the quarter, features in the quarter. So that we remind everyone, because we talked about these in different months. But it's good to make a recap.
Yeah, so I'll just give a quick recap from the page builder side.
Yeah.
The big piece of work for us over sort of this quarter and the previous quarter has been the new media library. So this has been heavily requested. Well, not the media library itself, but basically some of the enhancements we've brought have been very heavily requested from Prismic users for a very long time. And it's something that we're really excited to have released to our users. And essentially, we're just going to run through a quick demo of I'm going to show a bunch of stuff in this demo. But firstly, so we're in this page here, this e-commerce page. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just show the journey of adding a new slice. So there's a couple of different ways that I could do it. One really quick way is if you know exactly what you want in terms of the model, etc. You can just duplicate it, and then I could change the copy and quickly change the image. So there, if I wanted to add the kind of 14th point for my marketing thing, I could quickly do it that way. But I'm going to show you the other way as well, where I actually go through and add the slice. So select the right variation. So I've got the variation there. I'm then going to paste in some of my content really quickly. Just some quick notes there from Notion. And then I'm going to add an image, and I'm just going to show some of the features in the new media library as part of that. So when I go through and look for an image, what I can do is I can filter based on tags. All of the kind of e-commerce related images have those tags on them. And then I notice there's a little typo on that as well. So I can go through in the little tag manager there. I can update my tags. I could also delete them, etc. as well. And then I just paste in some more text, and then I quickly have this version of the slice. So point number 14 for my e-commerce guide, optimizing your e-commerce conversion.
Very cool.
There's one item I think that we can talk about that was not shown here, but that is pretty important, is that we've also completely rebuilt our search in the media library. That is way more relevant and performant. That was also one of the big piece of feedback on the previous media lib, and it's now solved.
Yeah, I mean there are a number of things. I guess we referencing the tagging there because that was the big thing that we did over the last couple of weeks. But for example, we have a whole new search. It's much more reliable. It's ranking primary. Well, it prioritizes based on the file name. You can also rename your files as well, so it makes it easier to find what you're looking for. We have the bulk delete. So again, we know that users might want to do a bit of a spring clean of their media library. They now have the option to do that as well.
It's extremely important that and it's what we notice, is that we have to, there are a lot of interesting things that we can do. We talked about translate with AI. We talked about completely revamping our page builder and all that. There are some productivity things that are small but so important, like tags, managing tags, renaming them, search in the media library, search for the pages, for the page list, and all of these. they are extremely important, even if they sound like, okay, this is not the most innovation, the best innovation you can do. But having solid features there are important because it's a productivity tool as well, and
Yeah.
and that's why we keep that stream of like, okay, let's add more enhancements to that experience.
When you spend your whole day into Prismic, like those little friction that you have in finding an image just add up and like make you lose so much time that we needed to get rid of them.
And also, I guess with everything that we've done with the page builder, it's like we have a really strong foundation now to build upon. So for a lot of these things, it's like the first iteration of these features and stuff like that. But yeah, we're really happy with where we've got to on the product.
Yeah, and I'll have to, go ahead, please.
Now, I say one thing I do like a lot with Prismic is how much you listen to your customers, because this is like, when you go into some other CMS, let's say, obviously it's not the same, it's not Headless, but WordPress, how often would you be able to actually say to WordPress, can you change that for me, please? Where you guys in the role where, you could actually, we could contact you and say, that would be great to have. And we could actually have a business case to say that does make sense. And I think that's really important. I think as like an agency to have a partner like that, to be able to adapt and make some changes when we feel is needed.
Well, thank you for saying that.
Yeah,
That's
thank you
going
very
to
much.
encourage a lot of people to work with us.
Sign up today.
Now it's so experience. This also we had to learn that experience comes from iterations with the customer.
Yeah.
It's not something you can guess. Sometimes you can guess right, but a lot of times also you'll guess wrong. And we can make the first guess right, but then we have to iterate, and then you get the experience right. And that's why it's important for us that we listen and we understand. Okay, is this working? Is this not working? And how can we move forward with that? So that was about the marketing tools part.
Yes.
And there's the dev tools.
I want to add something on the marketing tools.
Please, yeah.
So, guys, shy from saying it, but he and the team has done a huge, immense work actually on getting the page builder in a state where we can now release it to everyone. And so, actually, if you're on the previous editor, you won't have that media library. But starting next week, like all customers will actually have access to the new page builder, and so we'll have access to the new media library or all the new live real-time preview when it comes down to the table of slice, this all new experience that will come up, and all the new feature that will arrive also during the next quarter, because we have a pretty ambitious roadmap on that front. So 1st of July is actually the date of release, and that's for us big milestone, because it's like the new phase of that product and how we are going to be able to deliver more value to those teams.
Yeah,
Cool.
AI as well. If you want to get AI, well, you could potentially have the AI as well.
Yes. On DevTools, so in the same way as we provide productivity for marketing team, we know it's key to provide productivity for developers and an enjoyable experience to developers, because pretty often when you use a CMS, we know that the perception of a CMS for devs is a tool that you have to use, not that you enjoy using. And so we want to make it enjoyable and productive for you. So there is really, that's the key on what we are doing and the driver around what we are doing. And in the previous quarter, what we received as a feedback was the fact that Slice Machine is great, the Slice concept is great, it allows us to be more productive and to provide flexibility for marketing teams. But actually, slices are quite limited in the way you can model the content, and so you should offer us more options to create more complex slices. And so that's the main change that actually happened during that quarter, where we offered more options of modeling. So typically, if you wanted to implement a slice like this one with multiple buttons and multiple cards, you had to work around the few limitations that we had in the content modeling. And it's now over, because we offer you the option to create, as of today, multiple groups in order to basically have multiple buttons and multiple cards within a slice, so that you can have like those items that work properly and can model those slices. But in the future, we want to go even further. Typically, we know that there is some cases where you have to nest elements, even more advanced modeling. Typically, you will have a tab in your slice, and then in that tab, like multiple buttons or multiple cards or a list of items. And again, those are cases that are not easy to manage, but we want to allow developers to actually model that way easier. But the main constraint that we've put to ourselves is that we don't want to offer that flexibility to the developer if it hurts the marketing experience. So we are being very cautious on those solutions, so that we can assess and test with user research, with concept tests, usability tests also. Have a very rational approach around, okay, we are now offering that flexibility, but we should keep what makes Prismic great, meaning a very simple experience for the marketing team. And so that's what we are working on at the moment and what we are going to deliver during the next few weeks and months.
I mean, anyway, we can observe over the web that, you know, the experience, people's experience with websites, they learned a lot of things. That's it. It's like second nature now. And that's why the websites are, you know, having more advanced sections, more advanced things. Like you can pack more data inside the website. I mean, the website should always be simple, right? You know, you're there for a few seconds and you cannot learn a new experience. So we have always to keep with the experience that people are used to. But since everyone is in the web and everyone is consuming that, I think it's obvious that in the last few years, sections got heavier. Like they had more options. You have like one level and then another level inside the level. There are some actions and stuff. So it's like pretty complex. And the whole thing that we wanted is always to simplify the experience of building this page. But you know, with that advancement, we had to enhance what we have so that we can support these advanced sections, which is cool. So we're you know, you guys got to a place where you can actually have a very good experience for a pretty advanced sections.
Yeah, exactly. And we think we've done like a big part of the way. Actually, we are now like fine-tuning a few concepts related to the page builder and marketing tools, so that we still keep that simplicity. We declutter a bit the interface. We make it like really clean, and then we'll end up looking at the biggest challenge when it comes down to complex modeling and nested items, which is navigation, for which the team is looking at the moment. And we should come with the first, let's say, a first native approach in the product on how to manage like navigations and complex mega menu and all this kind of stuff, both in the developer experience and on the page building experience.
Always,
and that's something that we are going to look at during the quarter.
Yeah, always. Like this is a challenge. Can it be good for developers and for marketing teams? Are we going always to focus on it? It's not random. It's like a lot of a framework of tests and other practices that we use to make sure that this happens.
There is one thing that I want to just say, like
go ahead.
Like that are small but pretty important for the future. We also worked on supporting more technologies. Like actually, next 15 is coming. Like it's around the corner. So we are already positioned to actually support Next 15 as soon as it's released. We actually support already the release candidate. So if you're a first adopter of Next 15, you can already starting using Prismic and Slice Machine with 15. And the same with SvelteKit, Svelte 5, sorry, which is also supported. We got Rich Harris that talked about runes during the last meetup and all the advancement that Svelte 5 is bringing, and we already support the release candidate also in Slice Machine, so you can already use it.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. I have a question in the chat. Will it be in the future possible to collaborate with our clients' repositories instead of to get a member account? Like Shopify Mall collaborator partner doesn't need a user account?
So we are looking at concept of having developer accounts and allowing developers to actually collaborate between them easily, because we know that we have team of developer also collaborating, and with their customer with a different, let's say, pricing model. So that's something that we have in mind and that we are looking at. We don't have a, definitive answer on this. Still finding the right balance. But clearly that's something that we want to offer, like as much as possible, free and flexible for engineers and developers to work on building the website. And then when the website brings you value as a company, that's the moment where we actually also get value as a company, as a product, Prismic, but like try to remove that constraint of adding customer and paying to build, actually.
Globally, we want to facilitate the work for agencies as well. So it's not only any developers, but especially agency developer. And actually, we have a lot of focus on agencies because we believe that only together we can make great websites, only together with agencies. They have a great role to play with us. And, you know, we're partners and we need to deliver not only to the client, to the customer, which is very important for us, but also to you guys, so that it speeds up the process. It makes you, do more with the tool.
Yeah, you enjoy using it instead of you have to use it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's another request, and that's the last question I will take. Okay, and I'm not sure what it means, and maybe Jeroen can clarify this a little bit. Under the slice options, I hope there will be in the future an option to show the slice, like disable or enable slice, also like how Shopify works. Does anyone understand what it means?
I'm not sure.
Is it like
I
not
mean,
allowing the option for marketing people to use, or
Yeah,
what?
I guess, yeah. I was going to interpret it in a different way, but I don't know
yeah,
if
tell
that makes
me.
sense,
Yeah,
like in
well,
terms of...
let's make a guess the game.
But I guess would it be like in the table of slices, maybe having it always there, but then you can disable, or like, when you have a slide deck, like in
I like pitch.
and you say actually no, skip these ones, disable. But I mean, yeah,
Maybe that rather. Oh, that could make sense actually. I mean, you said like, okay, I want the page without this for now to see how it looks or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's like
And
maybe there's like the pitch inspiration. Well, no, we're not going to know. I mean, I hope everyone will tell us a little bit more about it in the coming few seconds, or otherwise
we'll look at Shopify.
we'll look. Yeah, we can look at Shopify and see. Anything else you, Sylvain, would like us to do?
No, I think like I think you made a good point earlier about like being the partner of like, it is a competitive market for you guys as well. Like, we've got so many others, so it's trying to make sure like how you've got the product can help our dev team, but also our creative team and our behavior team to use the best thing, and again how we can provide the best experience to our customers and make sure we can recommend the right platform, because we know the marketing team on the other side will be able to use it and really use it the right way.
Is that an argument? If there is like a tool, if Prismic is giving the best by far marketing experience, will that be an argument?
Marketing is important. Again, like what I said earlier, like we always start with the why, and I think having a website for the sake of it is it's no point anymore. And we're always looking at very much our value proposition is bringing growth to our customers using tech. So if you can help to enhance the experience, to bring better conversion rate, for example, or better marketing tools, then it makes more sense, because there's no point to build a website if nobody goes there and marketing wise it's not been structured enough.
Right. Yeah, we're certainly on it, and that's very happy that we're aligned today, and we align the teams into like bring value to the customer. And we're not about like let's like I don't know, do acquisition, do this and that. It's more like let's bring more value, because to me, you build a good product and you market it well, you're going to win the market. That's as simple as it is. Well, very hard to get a product right, but if your product is good, it's going to succeed and grow. So yeah, and we have marketing tools, developer tools. They're completely focused on that. So, and a lot is coming, right?
Yep.
I see the happy face of Renaud. I mean, you had to wait a lot for to have a good pace as you like it.
Yeah, we had to work a lot, and now the team is like I'm very happy that every month we can come here with like meaningful changes, and the thing that is good for me is that we also have we have quite a lot in the pipe that is close to be ready, and so I think people will be excited about what's coming next. So.
Cool. I'm very excited. I know the things, and I'm very excited. Looking forward to the day where we can announce it. Guy, you were right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just I so that's it. So it seems your version is right.
Okay.
So that's cool. Well, anything else anyone wants to add?
I'm disappointed I missed the football chat at the beginning, to be honest.
It was done in purpose.
You're an Arsenal fan too.
Yeah, I like Arsenal, yeah.
2 Arsenal fans, man.
I moved to England when
It
was Vieira, Henry, Petit. So I had to make a choice. I'm like, okay, I'm PSG first. I'm like, who I'm going to go with? And I'm like, well, it's pretty much half the team is French, so I went for it.
Yeah, okay.
And I just stick with it. And everyone hear me, it's like, obviously you're Arsenal. But yeah, I am. And we don't know about season, so and next year it will be for us.
So, and you are for, who are supporting the Euro?
England.
England.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Do you have any good
not
chances?
feeling good. Not feeling good.
Not feeling
It's
good.
not coming home.
No, it's not. It's not.
It might.
No, my friend sent me a message this morning, like I can't remember what something like it's not coming home, and I was like, here we go.
Oh no, how do you feel?
I'm feeling very good. About
Yeah.
France, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, for now.
So I've got a massive topic in England. I've got a lot of like English mates where they've been slagging off the French top. Like the cockerel is massive, and I think it looks really cool.
Yeah, me too.
But
I like the
so
design.
many people are saying how rubbish he looks, and it's
I
like
don't
it's
know.
been quite a hot topic at the moment. And
Okay.
yeah, I'm quite close to buy it, but I don't know how well France gonna do. So I'm gonna wear a bit longer. But it's a beautiful
But it's
shirt.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
it is
design is
nice.
beautiful.
Yeah.
I was having this discussion with the family, and I was like France has the best brands in the world in fashion, and the T-shirt never been like really designed well, and this one is beautiful. There is a lot of work in it. Like,
My only worry is it looks like the same shirt as when we got kicked out in the South Africa World Cup, and I got that shirt, and it just brings me some bad memories.
Don't buy it then.
So I'm
Like,
not buying it yet because it looks really similar. Like the way they done the colors on the white, the away kits, beautiful. But yeah, I'm gonna wear a bit.
Last one that I bought was we ended up world champion, so I think I'm gonna buy I'm gonna buy this
Well,
one.
yeah,
Yes.
You need to buy it soon before
Before
Yeah.
Monday.
Good luck, charm.
Before
Yeah.
Monday, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for being
Thank you for
here. It
having
was
me.
a fun discussion, and I hope it brought value for our customers. I know that now you can go deeper with your website with translation, with AI, and with the different features, and you can be more productive with the media library, as well as I think it's a good idea if you don't have a team internally and you want to grow your website to find an agency that could help you. And there are a lot of partners that we actually reference on our website. There's Lab, and there is a bunch of others, and you need to find the right one for you. And I urge you to kind of consider that, because you cannot grow without a force, and you need people to help you into growing through your website. Anyway, thank you very much for being here, and until next time, next month, and we'll bring a lot of features next time. So see you next time. Thank you, everyone.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everywhere I look around, I see the same faces. Everyone looks to the ground, it seems they have no wishes. If you don't want to surrender and get down in the sorrow, I can make the things better. Send me shine tomorrow. Music, 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 music is the answer. It makes you groove the best ever.